Bakes here, Nordic Poetry, Bethnal Green Road, here to talk about the store, how it started and find out how vintage fashion plays out in contemporary times. Let's go. Emily, thanks for having me, really appreciate it. So how did Nordic Poetry come about and why the name?
I started collecting things probably like 10 years ago because I've always been interested in vintage fashion. And I set up a market stall, and after a few weeks I realized actually I can make some money out of this, and this is really what I want to do rather than work in an office.
Yeah.
So I decided to quit my job and to really go for it. Then after a while I managed to save up enough money to launch my online store, and then I actually got the opportunity to get a pop-up shop at Box Park for a week, and it was actually for free, which was great.
Wicked.
And then I did fantastically, and I was like, oh my god, I can probably do this. So I then took the risk, got a year's contract, and then I was there for 5 years, and then I opened this shop 2 years ago. The name came about because I'm from Sweden, so Nordic. And poetry because vintage is kind of a story, so that's how it came out.
Cool. I saw Swaley popped into the store on social media a few months ago. Has anyone else popped into the store that's a celebrity, artist?
I don't really want to start name dropping loads of names, but I've had a lot of celebrities in here. And plus, as I said, I got really high-end designers coming in here quite often to buy a lot of stuff,
to buy pieces,
to literally copy or get inspiration from.
I was watching a documentary the other day, and it was around vintage wear for wrestling, and I found like the most vintage pieces that were the most sought after were like the most like ripped, washed, like just torn t-shirts. Would you say that's the same when it comes to sportswear?
I find that people are really expecting of a vintage garment that it should look like brand new. Even if you did like,
that's interesting.
So even if you did like old stuff, like there are people who specialize in 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s, because I did do a bit of that as well when I started off, people still expect it to be in mint condition, which is obviously quite difficult if it's a dress from the 20s, nearly antique. So, so no, I do find that people want things to be like new.
So talk to me about these jackets.
Yeah, so this is Casper Jack, and for people who don't know, he was obviously a head designer who introduced pop art to Iceberg in the 90s. And I must say, I do love early 90s Iceberg and Casper Jack pieces, because again, it's fun pieces.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just lovely detailing. Something like this will draw me to this jacket. It's the detailing
It's the detail in the jacket.
Yeah, this is really cool, you know. And even like at the back, the way it's done there, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's always about the little details that add to a piece.
That makes that
nice
makes it
and be
more special, and then makes it be more fun to wear. Really, you got a lot of Iceberg stuff. There's an Iceberg. That's actually an early. You can tell on the label. So that's an early 90s Iceberg.
Champion's a bomber, isn't it? I do like the champion bomber. Yeah.
I mean, of course, we do sportswear here as well.
Yeah.
Again, with sportswear, I really do try to collect sportswear which are, vintage rather than newish. So anything 90s downwards to like even 60s Adidas, which is like really collectible. I have a few of these pieces as well. So
would you say this store ranges from like products from the 30s to the 90s?
No, I would say the earliest pieces I really have in here is from the 70s. Because I do collect a bit of Ossie Clark as well, and again was a very big fashion designer, British one. Because I love just the way he cuts stuff as well.
So I do know Nordic Poetry specialises in designer pieces. Do you have any like store favourites?
Yeah, at the moment I'm actually trying also potentially put away a collection of very rare pieces. And I have put aside a few here to show you because they're really interesting.
Cool.
This is circus print, early 91 Versace piece. And something like this is incredible. It's not something you find every day exactly. I was quite excited when I find this.
Yeah, of course.
Because this is such a wicked, interesting piece.
Yeah.
I have a few more Versace things. Here is the Better Boot 91 collection.
It's
pretty
really
cool.
nice.
Look at this, Marilyn Monroe.
That's not something you see every day, so that's
No,
pretty...
and this is what fashion should really be about. You know,
of course.
You know, sometimes fashion should be fun, and sometimes people don't dare wearing these sort of pieces.
Of course,
but this
it's
is,
such a standout piece.
Yeah, because this is more art.
Yeah.
You know, than anything else. It's great. And here's another which I love, 93 Versace.
Oh.
But I do also love, classic pieces, things that's been cut well, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, we specialize in all designers really here. Moschino, Versace, Stone Island, of course.
I saw some Burberry as well.
Yeah, Burberry, classic, Moncler, Valentino.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, how do you think vintage fashion plays out today in contemporary times in terms of like fashion and like trends?
Yeah, I mean, I work exactly the same as any fashion brand would do. So I do, forecasting of fashion trends, etc. So I don't work differently at all. And since the 90s, nothing's really changed. So every year there's something that is trendy, either from the 90s, 70s, or 80s, which makes my job a bit easier in some ways. That's why I get a lot of designers coming here, buying stuff from me, which they actually copy for their collections, which is quite cool. And these are big designer houses as well. I don't collect everything because it's trendy. I do actually choose pieces which I think is timeless, or something I particularly like, or something I find interesting in regards to, it could be print, it could be pocket detailing, etc. I select pieces that stands out. Of course, there are brands, as I am specialized in designer vintage. So, Fendi has been very popular for the last sort of 2 years. I think that is dying out a bit at the moment. I find that people are very, very much interested in Versace at the moment, and interested in prints to be able to be different and to stand out. Moschino, Stone Island, of course. I do collect a lot of Stone Island, and I understand what people are liking it because it's such a good quality garments that we produce.
Any future plans for the store?
I probably would like to open up another store, which would be in West London. So it would either be in Notting Hill or it would be in Soho. But we're also looking to do pop-up shops maybe in New York and LA, because I would love to do that, and it would be so much fun.
Of course. Yeah. What about Sweden? Would you do pop-ups there?
Yeah,
as well?
for sure. At the moment we are focusing more so to do it in New York or LA, because it will be really exciting to do it out there. But we'll for sure do one in Sweden at some point.
Cool, well thank you so much.
No worries.